This is the 2020 Monte Bello. The growing season at Monte Bello began with a dry January and February. In fact, it was the driest January-February ever on record. Fortunately, this was followed by spring rains, which gave the vines the nutrition that they need to get through the summer months. The rain, however, also disrupted flowering, and this limited yields, which in turn accelerated ripening. We began harvesting in the first days of September, about 3 weeks earlier than usual. Monte Bello is a wine of tremendous tannin and color. A lot of our winemaking approach, especially in years with limited yields where the fruit is very concentrated, is really geared towards managing the extraction of that color and tannin so that we end up with a balanced wine in the end. To do that, we ferment all of the grapes from the 4 different grape varieties, Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Petit Verdot, and Cabernet Franc, as whole berries. That is, we destem the grapes, but rather than crush them, we leave them as whole berries. This helps to sort of moderate the tannins and allow for a gentler extraction over a longer period. In the winery, we begin with 2 pump overs per day to maximize extraction of color, and then pull back to about 1 pump over midway through fermentation. After pressing, the wine goes back to tank where it begins its natural malolactic fermentation. And at that point, we take about half of the wine and we send it to barrel to complete malolactic. This further allows for softening the rough edges around the tannins and also adds complexity to the aroma and the flavor of the wine. After malolactic fermentation, we tasted each of the wines fermented from the 45 different vineyard blocks on the mountain. 36 of those in 2020 we chose to make the Monte Bello. After blending the wine, it then returns to barrel for about 18 months, and this is the one wine that we age in 100% new oak. 95% of that is American oak and 5% is French. So right in the nose, there's definitely some of that toast, some of that vanilla, again, coming from the oak aging. But there's also some really nice dark fruit and minerality. On the palate, the tannins really sink in. They're well coated, really sumptuous, but definitely present there on the palate. There's also that bright acidity that really helps to balance out the tannins, along with a nice mid-palate, full, really compacted fruit there. Great length on the wine. Monte Bello is a wine which really sort of hits its stride, that is, all of the elements start to assimilate at about 10 years of aging. So this is a very young wine. It's certainly enjoyable now, but patience and waiting for 10 or more years will certainly be well paid off. Cheers.